Immediately after winning the election in 2022, Lula got to work on reinstating the country as a major figure of international diplomacy after 4 years of being ostracised under Jair Bolsonaro. The message, which Lula shouted from the rooftops to anyone who'd listen, was
"O Brasil está de volta."
Before even taking office, Lula set off around the world to spread the word. Days after winning the election, Lula was already a guest of honour at COP27, flanked by his future environment and finance ministers. Once 2023 got underway, Lula embarked on a seemingly endless world tour of official visits, taking in conferences, summits and coronations. A hop over the border to Buenos Aires was first on the list, as is customary, but then Lula and his special advisor Celso Amorim set their sights on bigger issues. BRICS, the US, China, Russia and Ukraine, successfully bringing the spotlight back to Brazil on the international stage, but not always for wholly positive reasons. After a stop in Uruguay, Lula visited the United States and the White House to thank Joe Biden in person for the swift recognition of his election victory in 2022. From one global superpower to another, Lula soon set off for Beijing, where he got a huge reception from his hosts. While there was some rumour that Brazil might join China's Belt and Road Initiative, which didn't happen, the president was able to patch up strained ties between the countries and sign a number of new deals. In Europe, Lula said hello to his counterparts in Iberia before stopping off in London for the coronation of King Charles III, leaving the UK with a pledged donation of £80 million to the Amazon Fund. And he didn't forget to visit the European Parliament in Brussels, shake hands with Emmanuel Macron, or give his regards to Pope Francis in person. By the end of the year, the president had taken a total of 24 trips, leaving his vice president at home in charge for just over 1/5 of 2023. But it wasn't just the head of state doing the diplomacy work. Brazil also headed the UN Security Council, Mercosur, and now the G20, all in 2023. The country's talking points throughout the year remained largely consistent while overseas. Lula first sought to get Brazil back into the global good books after 4 years of pariah status under Jair Bolsonaro. The next big agenda matter was the Russia-Ukraine war, where Lula frustrated the US, EU and Ukraine by not taking a clear stance against Russian aggression and repeating some of Vladimir Putin's talking point. And despite a few no-shows, Brazilian diplomacy managed to soften the bilateral relations by arranging a meeting between Lula and Zelensky during the United Nations General Assembly. When the Israel-Hamas conflict erupted, Brazilian diplomats proposed one of the most voted resolutions for a ceasefire and humanitarian corridor, but it was vetoed by the US. Brazil had to work to remove its nationals from Israel, the West Bank and Gaza, successfully bringing back more than 200 people from the conflict zone, with even more to come. But even after traversing that crisis relatively smoothly, there was one last issue to keep diplomats awake at night, with the risk of war between Venezuela and Guyana, with the former laying a claim to a large part of the latter's oil-rich territory, meaning the end-of-year holidays are unlikely to be quiet for Brazil's diplomats. Did you enjoy watching this video? Let us know what you think in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends and co-workers. And if you like our videos, you should consider supporting our work by subscribing to the Brazilian Report, choosing any plan for just $1 for the first month. As a subscription-based business, readers are very important for us. But if you're not thinking of subscribing to the Brazilian Report just yet, there is another way to support our work. Quality journalism takes a lot of hard work. And coffee, lots of coffee. And you can support us by donating a cup of coffee on our Buy Me a Coffee page. And you can even get exclusive content and perks by becoming a member of our Buy Me a Coffee community. Join now and get a special shout out on our Explaining Brazil podcast, a question answered by our newsroom about Brazil or Latin America every month, or even our special Brazilian culture newsletter available on our Brazilian Insider membership tier. For us, it's not just about coffee, so go to buymeacoffee.com/Brazilian Report and support our work. It's really important for us. Thank you. You can find links and references in the description of the video. See you in the next video.